読み直している。にキスしたいと読み直している。読み直しているだけが読み直している。読み直して読み直している。読み直している。読み直している。にキスしたいと読み直している。読み直しているだけが読み直している。
What's up, everybody? Welcome to PMA Overwatch Week 2, Season 13, Game 2. You might notice that this is not, in fact, the game you would expect to see here. However, PMA Owl right now is being taken up by the other game, so we've got another game going on over here at PMA LCS. I'm both streaming and casting. I may be joined later in the evening by my boy Flame Chaser, but for now it is just me, Taco, Keegan, whatever speaks to you. Yeah, super excited for some Overwatch. We're getting started. Game 1 is going to be at Lijiang Tower, and we're just waiting right now on R from both teams, and as soon as I get those, we're gonna get into it. So should be good stuff. You know, it's still early enough in the season that haven't really established what different teams are like, who's playing how, who's playing better or worse. So it'll be interesting. You know, I don't really know much going into this. I know you know, there's some familiar faces for sure. People I've played with a lot. People who, you know, you kind of expect to know what they're going to do. But there's also lots of new players this season and a couple new players on both of these teams. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with those folks once we get this game started. Alright, we have the R from both teams, so we are headed to Lijiang Tower. Just gonna make sure.
こういうのは柄じゃないと思ってただろ。
リアルトへようこそ。マッチを開始します。準備完了。攻撃チーム突入まであと30秒。
over there. Oh, and it looks like there are people in chat, but they're not stream loud. Sorry, everybody in chat. I cannot see what you are chatting. I would want to fix in between games. For now, Cake's finding a very early pick on Baby Twig. They're hoping to get some headshots there, but just not able to find them. What are you trying to do? Spartacus does get hacked, though. Very scary when you're facing down a swinging Man-O-War, and Man-O-War is very aware of it. He goes in swinging, takes no prisoners. He and Lunchbox do get hit for 2. Wilson 3 before Lunchbox goes down, and now it's just the stupid head holding down the point here. He is eventually going to go down. We're going to get a bit more cart progress. Probably not going to get them all the way to point unless Phantom Billy seeds it, which it looks like they are. It looks like Phantom Billy is just not going for the touch here, giving up that first point, regrouping, trying to take a fight around this corner on point. Very nicely timed Eve from Spartacus, not taking that fire strike to the face. A little risky on that rock, but just kind of throwing the poke out there. And he takes another one of those rock. Oh, Spartacus right into position for Professor AJ to take him out with a very well-timed dragons, and ultimately Big Twig is just going to have to run away. Professor AJ setting up, so there's really nothing that could have been done about that. And Turbo Feeders pushing this cart at least halfway to the second point before the next fight happens. And I was talking about this on the last map, but I'm, now aware that no one could hear me talking about it. Guys, you're too quiet. Okay, I can fix that. Audio output, just turn that down a little bit, turn myself up a little bit, bada bing, bada boom. You should be able to hear me now. All right. Let me know if that is a little bit better. Yeah, I was talking about last game. Oh, this high noon could be huge from Biggie Twig if he finds it. Oh, just not a great position to get that done. Doesn't end up finding anything. That Dan guy is able to take down 2 in the meantime, which makes this fight a little better. And Biggie Twig with a quick pop on Wilsonator actually means they might be able to stop this from getting points. Some tactical crouches from Biggie Twig, but he dies again! This has happened multiple times now that we have seen... multiple times now that Biggie Twig has died during some tactical crouches. And I think it might be time to reconsider how tactical those crouches are. Now, regroup coming from the Turbo Feeders, just need a little push to get this into point. What I was saying before, I was saying last game, when no one apparently could hear me, Turbo Feeders looked pretty handily like the weaker team on map 1 on Lijiang, but a lot of the times King of the Hill might look great for a team. Oh, and more importantly, Man-O-War lands an absolutely fantastic shatter. That Dan guy does try to follow up with his own ultimate, but it's just not going to be enough. A couple quick kills come out from Turbo Feeders, and they are going to cap second point with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock. That's going to be huge for the Man-O-War getting healed up right now. Cake's coming in from the back. Just about everybody ready to go. Turbo Feeders now just looking for another fight around this corner, but ult economy pretty firmly in favor of the Phantom Billy. Whether it's the map type or the position swaps that they made, something has gone right for Turbo Feeders. They're feeling much better on this map than they were on King of the Hill. It could even just be the map type. Whatever the situation, it's going really well. Now Shakate immediately drops the nano. McStupid Head with a fairly big shatter finds 2, able to find 3. That Dan guy cleans up the 5th. That's going to be a very clean hold from the Phantom Billy. And didn't over ult either, which was a big risk there. When you're trying to hold for this last point, it's really easy to over ult, in trying to hold, but then you have no ultimates left and they push right through you. So really nice ult economy, really nice ult usage from Phantom Billy. Spartacus probably looking to lead in with an ultimate on this next fight. A big sleep goes on to Man-O-War, and Biggie Twig actually the first to ult, finds 2 with that high noon, and immediately a 3-6 advantage in favor of the Phantom Billy. Oh, Biggie Twig able to find a 3rd, get some tactical crouching without paying for it. Does take 1 shot from Professor AJ, but not enough to be a huge deal. They were able to find a couple shots there, but just getting some poke. Not really going for any kills here. They're just waiting on that regroup. Yes, Hoagie, that hero is Sigma. Spartacus is playing Sigma with the Maestro skin. His armor is little pieces of cellos and basses. He's got some F-holes on him. Oh, Spartacus gets hacked out of the ultimate. The ultimate shut down by the EMP. Massive. McStupidhead does find 2 to try and turn it in their favor, but just too many kills going down before he can get there. Turbo Feeders are going to find enough to get some cart progress, but with the spawn advantage, they probably won't be able to push this all the way in. And you can already see Phantom Billy regrouping, coming around the side here, ready to go for this last fight, hoping to keep Turbo Feeders from capping the 3rd point. Lunchbox DJ jumps in right away, trying to hold them back with a big dragons coming from Professor AJ, but that Dan guy gets right in the middle of it with his ultimate, not able to find any kills, but Biggie Twig does find 1. Between Man of War and Lunchbox DJ, there's just so much going, and even the monkey hunting guns aren't enough to shut down Lunchbox, and that 3rd point is going to get capped by the Turbo Feeders with about 140 left on the clock. Right, 151. Yep, 151 left on the clock. So it'll be interesting now to see what decisions come from the Phantom Billy in terms of putting a team comp together to try and answer this on attack. That defense definitely didn't go the way they wanted, and can't feel too good after King of the Hill went so firmly in their favor. You want to get that momentum back. You want to get, you want to be 2 maps up, right? I mean, 2-0 is massively better than 1-1, but more importantly, you want to get the momentum back, right? You don't want to give Turbo Feeders an opportunity to take momentum and keep it. We do see mostly the same, Spartacus still on that Sigma, McStupidhead still on his Reinhardt, Biggie Twig still playing that same McCree. Both Egg Harlot and Chakotay on the same lineup. It looks like only that Dan guy unsure of what hero he should go with. Chakotay flaming a little bit with the Bastion. Yeah, that Dan guy still hasn't picked. We'll see what happens. Professor AJ now is back on the Pharah, and this time with a pocket from Toaster Oven's Mercy. His Pharah was really nice on the last map. I think it'll be really helpful to have that Mercy pocket as well. I think that'll go really well for them. And Dan decides to go with Echo on this first push, which ends up being a pretty good call for the Pharmacy. Echo, a really solid Pharah counter, and can deal with a Pharmacy without a pocket if you are just landing the right shots, landing those right clicks, using your E when you need to. So a lot of potential there. Meanwhile, McStupidhead just trying to get some free cart progress here. Runs out of it when they run into Man of War. Wilsonator and Biggie Twig both finding kills. That Dan guy going down means Professor AJ basically has free reign of everything he wants right now, unless Biggie Twig can shut him down. And you see Biggie Twig doing exactly that, just trying to focus on that aerial fight, trying to take them out, but Professor AJ finds a really big boop there. There is a spawn advantage for Phantom Billy right now, but the kill advantage is in favor of Turbo Feeders. So some cart progress happening, but another fight going to happen around this corner before they're able to cap anything. Man of War getting back into the front line here, looking for this fight. Ready to trade blows with McStupidhead, and just trying to not die to Dan for a little bit. Dan hoping to find an opening to right-click just as Man of War puts a shield down, but hasn't found it yet. Last right-click lands on the wall there. Egg Harlot probably looking to initiate here with an ultimate, and that Dan guy also with his ultimate. It'll be interesting to see who he decides to copy. Oh, and he goes with the Sigma. Oh, but instantly gets hacked. He's going to have to play careful not to die, and he just can't do it. Professor AJ drops the ultimate. Lunchbox DJ gets the last hit, and Dan going to get nothing out of that ultimate. Ends up dying also. Now, Chakotay did put Nano onto McStupidhead, and Biggie Twig also looking for an ult, but none of these ultimates finding them any of the value that they need. I mean, that fight ends up being 3 ultimates from the side of Phantom Billy for no kills. Granted, they did take Cakes, Professor AJ, and Toaster Oven's ultimates, and Wilsonator, and Man of War, but, I mean, you use 3 ults on attack, you're really hoping to find something. Ult economy pretty firmly in favor of Phantom Billy now, though, and McStupidhead leading into it, finds Toaster Oven, able to find the kill, but a little dangerously in the backline here. Needs to put his shield up before he dies, but Spartacus says, He'll just pick them up, gets cakes in the air, able to get some damage on that. And now, slowly but surely, progress being made by the Phantom Billy. They're finding the kills they need. They've got Man of War very low here, able to find that kill. Lunchbox DJ needs to be next. Lunchbox hoping to save himself with a strong Science Slam, but dies in the air instead. Now, Wilsonator coming in with this Moira ultimate, hoping Coalescence can save the game for them right now, but it's just not going to be enough. And ultimately, I think we're going to see Phantom Billy taking this first point. Yeah, another stagger from Wilsonator, but just not going to be enough. Oh, unless Man of War's really feeling it. He charges in there, gets pretty low, but not quite enough to make anything happen. And Biggie Twig with the ultimate. Now, this is a really nice stagger from Turbo Feeders. They're wearing down the time limit. They're using some ultimates, making the other team use more ultimates. So ultimately, this is going really well for Turbo Feeders, but I do think it's going to go in favor of Phantom Billy, and that Dan guy secures it with 2 kills. And a third from Biggie Twig gets us exactly there. But even after that cap, it still feels like momentum is very much in favor of the Turbo Feeders. You know, Turbo Feeders coming off of a rough game 1 are able to just pop off on attack, hold defense until the last seconds. You gotta feel like the momentum is pretty in their favor right now. Man of War with some interesting positioning on the bridge here. Probably gonna drop down. Yep, drops down on the point, starts swinging. Now there are ultimates coming out from that Dan guy as well as Chocote. We've got a Nano Visor. A lot of it getting soaked up by Sigma though. Able to find a couple hits on Wilsonator, but just really smart positioning from the Turbo Feeders in response to this ultimate. And that Dan guy ultimately not able to find that much. The fight goes pretty firmly in favor of Turbo Feeders after that ultimate doesn't find what it needs to. And both Lunchbox DJ and Man of War close to their ultimates again. Wilsonator and Toaster Oven already at their ultimates. I mean, this just has to feel great if you're Turbo Feeders. You're feeling really good about this game right now. But if you're on the side of Phantom Billy, it's winnable. You definitely know what you're looking for to win. You know, we're hoping, you know, a good ult combo, good Science Slam, and Coalescence can really turn a game like this around very, very quickly. And with about half of the movement to point 2 already finished, they've got enough progress that 2 really good ults could get them there. Professor AJ finds an early pick on that Dan guy to try and stop it from happening. Oh, but Spartacus finding a lot of damage onto Toaster Oven. Toaster Oven ults to save himself, but could this be it? A big purple. Oh, and again, the hack comes out to stop Spartacus from the ultimate, and he's just not able to find what he needs to. We do see Nano Visor up very soon again, and Coalescence almost ready to go. Egg Harlot and that Dan guy able to find some kills here on the front line. Both tanks for Turbo Feeders going down, and all of a sudden Biggie Twig cleaning up for what looks like it might be a 2nd point cap from Phantom Billy. You know, what was previously looking like a really strong fight for Turbo Feeders is now looking like a potential 2nd point cap from Phantom Billy. That Dan guy taking a higher position here with Spartacus, trying to hold off future insurrection from the other team, is able to keep Lunchbox DJ off, and that Dan guy finds 2, but Wilsonator doing a lot of work over there on point. A lot of good work being done on point, and Turbo Feeders ultimately able to hold them off. Only 14 seconds left for Phantom Billy to get on this point. They have the ultimates to do it, but do they have the movement to do it? Man of War taking out Egg Harlot, gonna make that job a little harder. And now Man of War getting a triple with that ultimate. It's just not gonna be enough. And game 2 goes to the Turbo Feeders. Now we're getting into our second pot G coming from Man of War on the side of Turbo Feeders. Probably going to be this last shatter at the end of the game here. Yep, gets a couple swings, takes out Egg Harlot, sees the team, gets 3, and a great pin for another kill. Really fantastic. You just love to see it. So really, really well played there by Turbo Feeders, especially coming off of a game 1 loss and making something out of it. So we go to map 3. Map 3 will be chosen by the Phantom Billy. we will see what decision they make, if there are any more swaps. I think Turbo Feeder is probably feeling pretty happy with the role swaps that they made before that last game. Now, Man of War calling for Paris, but Paris is not in the map pool, sadly, so we will not be seeing Paris this evening. I like the energy that you have brought to the table, but sadly I must say no. All right, we do have some swaps now coming on the side of Phantom Billy. We have Dan moving to tank, Yakety coming in on DPS, and Spartacus going to the bench for this game. So we will see Yakety Tack coming in for the first game of this series, and that Dan guy moving up to tank. We'll see if we get any changes from the Turbo Feeders, and we will also see if we get a map pick. All right, looks like we're going to Kong's Wrong. Beloved. I would have been a little shocked to see anything else. Cool, we've got King's Row loaded up. Looks like we are ready to get into map 3 right after a bio break from Dan. So we may not get into map 3 for another 30 minutes. We shall see. That Dan guy bio breaks historically pretty lengthy, but I don't mind. He deserves it. He's a good kid. Thank you again to everybody who popped into chat to watch. It's hype to have some people watching, especially some people in chat who aren't really PMA Owl people. You know, just having some LCS folks just hanging out because we're on the LCS chat is pretty hype. And it looks like Toaster, that Dan guy took a quick bio, and we're gonna get into this game already. So I'm just going to make sure that I have the teams on the right side. And as soon as I do, we're going to get into it. All right, I need to change the score here.
します。マッチを開始します。
Fixed. What about now? I mean, I updated my source the same way I did with the last game. Should be good now.
準備完了。
Huh. I used the exact same solution as last game and it didn't work. How weird. Well, I did a different solution. That worked. Technology is great when it works and really frustrating when it doesn't. All right, so seeing a lot of the same from both of these teams. Notably, though, Cakes off of the Sombra for the first time. Cakes now decides to go Reaper for this map. And I don't totally mind it. I think, you know, the other team's tanks are putting in a lot of work. That front line is pretty hard to crack right now. So jumping onto Reaper, getting your monkey hunting guns out is honestly pretty solid. Oh, and they're going with this big rotation. Love this rotation on this map. Oh, and they end up not doing the whole thing. They do drop down after that first balcony, but a nice wall comes from Professor AJ. Helps them to find McStupidhead. Oh, but the freeze from Yakety Tack, able to turn that in favor of the Phantom Billy pretty quickly. Biggie Twig finds one, almost finds two, but doesn't quite get all the kills on the right click, but his friends are there to help him out. And what looked like a really fantastic rotation and a really fantastic wall from Turbo Feeders ended up being not quite enough to take control. Phantom Billy retains control of this point. Now, it looks like they might be going for the same rotation again. Yep, going up the stairs here. Trying the same thing one more time. Possibly doing the long version. Yep. Oh, but a bit of a miscommunication there. They were going for the longer rotation, but AJ dropped the wall for the shorter version of the rotation. They do find a kill off of it. Oh, but a massive shatter comes out, and Phantom Billy is just going to clean up those kills. McStupidhead finding a Quadra, Biggie Twig finding some tactical crouches again, and just very, very in favor of Phantom Billy. Even when Turbo Feeders have some solid plays, it seems like things just consistently go in favor of the Phantom Billy here. And they expect the rotation now. They know it's coming, so Biggie oh, with the huge ultimate there. Really, really nice grab, knowing that rotation was coming, knowing that drop was coming. Egg Harlot able to find one with a follow-up coalescence, but, you know, the rest of the team on Turbo Feeders still going for the rest of the rotation, taking quite a bit of damage from this damage orb from Egg Harlot, but still going for the rotation. Manowar hoping to get a good shatter on this backline. Biggie Twig not finding exactly what he wants from that ultimate. Toaster Oven does go down in the meantime, but he gets back pretty fast. He's got speed. He can get his friends back. Manowar just holding here until he finds the right timing and the right position for his ultimate. Yakety Tack with the wall to get on high ground. Actually kind of scary. Oh, and the Blizzard comes out from Turbo Feeders. Means it is time to engage. Very nicely timed lamp from Chakotay. Great block, though, from McStupidhead. Is it going to be enough as Manowar finds a kill on Yakety Tack? Lunchbox DJ able to find the second kill for Turbo Feeders, and it looks like Turbo Feeders might be able to take the point here unless there's a cheeky regroup and touch from Phantom Billy, but with Cakes taking out that Dan guy, it looks unlikely, and that's it. Point gets capped, and we are on to Streets phase with 3 minutes on the clock. Nice wall blocks off McStupidhead. Oh, McStupidhead finds the kill though, and there was no stun for Cakes. Biggie Twig had just used the stun, wasn't able to get it. Some tactical crouches from Cakes, well earned after that 5K. Probably going to be play of the game. Very clean, and going to get quite a bit of cart progress. That is not a fight you want to lose that early in the streets phase, and you know, when you lose that fight that early, you either give up streets entirely or hope to fight it right at the last second. Turbo Feeders hoping that they can get streets entirely, pushing up here while just their Ana pushes the cart, but a big grab from that Dan guy gets them a ton of kills, and immediately that momentum is back in favor of the Phantom Billy. They've still got ultimates too. I mean, ult economy is still in favor of Phantom Billy. Biggie Twig's 4% away. Yakety and Chakotay both have their ultimates, and all we have on the side of Turbo Feeders is the Grav. So ultimately a slight advantage to Phantom Billy, both in terms of winning that fight and in terms of keeping the ult economy up. Biggie Twig finds 1, Yakety Tag makes it 2, Biggie Twig makes it 3, and this fight going to go pretty firmly in favor of Phantom Billy. Really good ultimate from Wilsonator. A really, really smart attempt with that Coalescence, but just not enough to push through. Spartacus, thank you very much. Solo casting is hard and exhausting, but I would rather do this than have the game not be streamed, because being able to go back and watch your games is really, really helpful and really fun. So I want to make sure people can do that. Man of War looking for an ultimate here. A surprising charge first, but I'm not sure what blocked McStupidhead Shatter there. But McStupidhead not able to find the Shatter, but it doesn't really matter because he's still going to find all the kills he needs. And now we're going to see Turbo Feeders with 40 seconds to spare. Definitely just you know, hoping to find one more big fight. Now, they do have the ult economy in their favor. There is Grav Coalescence on the side of Phantom Billy, but we have 5, almost 6 ultimates, and Dan sends it very quickly, but a big blizzard comes out from AJ, able to stun McStupidhead before the charge finishes up. Cake's able to find 2, 1, and the lamp with that, but it's going to be enough for Wilsonator to clean up Dan guy, and now they're pushing the rest of the team back, hoping to stagger so they can cap the second point. It's going to be in overtime if the cap happens, but that cap is vital for Turbo Feeders. Nice wall from Professor AJ should keep Phantom Billy off long enough to get the cap. Oh, but this could be a big ultimate from Biggie Twig. He's looking for it. Oh, and they're able to get 1 still. Coalescence comes out pretty much immediately, but Chakotay shuts down Cakes and Wilsonator. Chakotay looking for everything he can find right now. Man of War hoping that he can make something happen with the ultimate, but he just doesn't find it with that Shatter. And the stagger's not going to be enough either. And ultimately, this game is going to go in favor of the Phantom Billy, putting them 2-1 over Turbo Feeders. I'm guessing this is going to be that nutty 5K that we got from... Wow, it's not! Play of the game actually goes to McStupidhead on this one. Oh, this was a really good play, to be fair. Can't be mad about that. I guess unless you're the guy who got the 5K, then you can be a little mad. But still a very, very good play. Not shocking that that went in favor of McStupidhead. And now we are 1-2, headed to everybody's favorite 2CP. Time for a little bit of 2CP. Gonna see if we get any changes in lineups. I'm sure we will get a change in we are going to Hanamura, it seems. A bit of a surprising one, honestly, but excited about it. You know, we love Hanamura in this house. I feel like a lot of people in the league kind of hate it, but I don't know. I like Hanamura. It's fun. So we are headed to Hanamura, just waiting to see if there are any lineup changes from either team. And barring any of those, we're going to get right into it as quick as we can. So far, no lineup changes, but they could be, still deliberating, still discussing. Lots of decisions to be made when you got lots of folks, and especially when you've got so many good players on each team. One of the things with these combined divisions, when we do combined divisions like this, is there's just inevitably going to be a lot of good players on each team and people who can play multiple roles very well. And so a lot of other factors come into play. What team are you against? What heroes does that team like to play? What map are you on? How does that map play into, those hero pools, and how does that map play into your playstyle against this other team? Like, there's so many factors to consider when trying to make those kind of decisions. And a decision does happen. We're going to see Spartacus coming in on support in place of Egg Harlot, so that'll be an interesting to see Spartacus on support. I actually did not know that Spartacus played support. I know him as a tank player, and so looking forward to seeing how that goes. Getting him on support for this game. That'll be interesting. And so just waiting to get the ready from both teams. And then we will get into it with game 4 for the evening. And that is R from both teams. And we are hardy to party. We're getting into it. Here we go. Map 4. Hanamura. A theoretical city that doesn't actually exist. But there's Fujisan, or what is obviously supposed to be Fujisan. And I'm guessing it's supposed to be somewhere near Tokyo because, it's like a cityscape. Ooh, look at those low poly. Look how low poly the ground texture is out there. Oh my god. Did not put much effort into that ground, huh? It's okay. They're too busy. They're too busy making all those cinematics that really flesh out the universe. We don't need ground. All right, so we see Brawl once again coming from Phantom Billy. Oh no! I forgot the transition button. I'm over here talking about how weird the ground looks, and I didn't even show you guys the ground. I'll do it now while we have a second. If you go over here in like this corner, like right outside, there's a little patch right there that just looks terrible. Oh, and behind the point is Fujisan. You can see the mountain. So yeah, very similar lineup. Basically, Spartacus just coming in to play the same hero that Eggslut was playing before, just opting to do it with Spartacus. Possibly his playstyle fits a little better with what they're trying to do. And now we see kind of a double main tank coming from Turbo Feeders here, but I really don't mind it, especially, it's like Brawl, but with the extra shield and with the extra backline pressure from Lunchbox. Honestly, it's really nice for what they're trying to do, but Biggie Twig takes out both of the DPS on the other team and then follows it up with both of the tanks. Biggie Twig is unconcerned about how many shields your team has. He's just gonna shoot you. Biggie Twig playing really, really clean on that first push. And Phantom Billy here, currently up 2 maps, really hoping to finish this map off so they don't have to play another King of the Hill. But honestly, would not be too bad for them because the first King of the Hill went pretty nicely for Phantom Billy. So I think they're happy right now. They're feeling pretty good no matter what happens, but always would be nice to pack it up in 4, not take it to map 5. But if you're the Turbo Feeders, you of course are hoping to win this to stay in the game at all. Some damage on Spartacus, gonna get healed up right away. Looks like Cakes is going back to swap. But to what will he swap? Oh, going for the May. May very popular this evening and going well for both teams. Yakety Tack hoping to find something. Doesn't really get there. Just playing a little bit back, waiting for his chance. And here comes the wall. Is it going to be enough? He goes with the vertical position, but doesn't lock anyone out the way he wants to. He does find Cakes, but a massive ultimate from McStupidhead is going to help clean things up in their favor. Nice fire strike for Lunchbox. Couple swings for Toaster. And once again, Phantom Billy is going to hold this point. So at this point, it's taken about 1 minute for each push from Turbo Feeders. So theoretically, you know, they should have 2 more pushes to make this happen. And I think their biggest win condition here is, you know, pushing in as a team and using their ultimates. But the ult economy is pretty firmly in favor of Phantom Billy, which, you know, especially getting that pick on Professor AJ, things are looking scary for Turbo Feeders for sure. I think there is certainly potential. Mana War could get a really big shatter here, and that's exactly what he's looking for. Playing out in this front line already, playing through the choke, trying to find the angle. You can see him kind of peeking around the corners. That Dan guy finds another pick and then finds a big grab, followed up by Biggie Twig's ultimate. Biggie Twigs does find 2, and Turbo Feeders are going to be pushed back again. Now, Turbo Feeders did use Lucio's ultimate there to try and hold that off. Wasn't quite enough to get what they wanted. But I think, you know, overall, Turbo Feeders not using too many ults there, which is nice. You know, they've still got Shatter. They're about to have Angry Monkey. And they've basically got 5 ultimates going into this fight. So, although you lose the Lucio ult, I think Toaster Oven doesn't mind switching onto the Moira. And they still have 5 ultimates. So, ult economy pretty firmly in favor of the Turbo Feeders. The 180 Shatter. Oh, finds a couple. Mana War hasn't used his yet. Does get frozen on point and purpled, so he goes down before he's able to. A Blizzard comes out from Cakes and finds quite a few, but is it going to be enough for them to clean up? Professor AJ and Lunchbox DJ both able to find a kill, and a nice wall comes out to put Turbo Feeders right where they want to be. Cakes trying to find one more kill before he has to go in. Oh, but they're getting some progress here. Lunchbox able to push McStupidhead off the wall. Toaster Oven making use of this new Moira swap to get Chakotay, and it looks like we are going to get an overtime cap from the Turbo Feeders to send it to point 2. All right, so now the defense for Phantom Billy is going to have to be point 2 or bust. They're looking for this top left hold, pretty standard hold for Hanamura point 2. Safer to hold up here and jump down if your opponents go main than to be caught off guard if they do go up here. But Turbo Feeders are choosing to go high ground. Toaster Oven leads in with the Coalescence. A little bit of a delay because of Yakety Tak's wall, and Mana War goes down before he's able to hold that ult. Still has that ultimate, really needs to use that Shatter and get something out of it. Now, they do find 1 tick off of that cheeky back cap from Toaster Oven, so that's gotta feel pretty good if you're Toaster Oven to get 1 tick there. Could really come in handy if they're not able to get the whole thing. But, I mean, Mana War just needs to use this ultimate, you know? I mean, he's had... McStupidhead has used Shatter twice and now has Shatter for a 3rd time since Mana War got his first Shatter built up. Like, Ryan just gets Shatter way too quickly in these big brawly team fights for you to hold on to it like this. And I think, you know, when you're holding on to it, you're not getting value out of it. And as the person who gets yelled at the most for holding my ultimate for too long, I feel like an authority in pointing out when people are doing that. Oh, really big grab, but a nice wall from Cakes. Ends up saving the team. Oh, and there's the Shatter right when we need it. Really huge Shatter is able to find 2, finds 3. Can we make it a quad and put it on the page? Wow, almost a full back cap again. Toaster Oven just getting on the point in the back and getting the ticks. Really, really cheeky with these back caps right now. Turbo Feeders looking fantastic in this fight. Just trying to clean up the last couple of stragglers. A really big ultimate from Yakety Tak makes that look a little scary, but a nice lamp comes out from Wilsonator to save them. And this is still pretty firmly in favor of the Turbo Feeders, cleaning up the last couple of kills here and gonna be able to cap this with time to spare. Looking like it's gonna be about 43, maybe 42 seconds. No, they need 1 more kill. Okay, 41, I was close. So with 41 seconds to spare, point 2 goes to the Turbo Feeders. And now Phantom Billy needs to cap both points to keep from going to map 5. And, you know, obviously going to map 5, not the worst thing in the entire world. It's certainly better than outright losing, but, you know, If you can avoid it, always nice. Why can't I go through that? Having an invisible wall there is so dumb. That'd be such a fun like route to take with the camera, and it would look so pretty. And they're just like, no. And who will we see? A lot of the same. Now, Yakety Tech actually going with the Symmetra here, which I love. I really like Symmetra on Hanamura Attack Point 1. You can get a really quick, really cheeky TP onto point, which can often get you some really, really good progress, if not the entire point, pretty much right away. So I like the decision to go with this. We'll see how it goes, if it, works in their favor. It's one of those things, it either works or it goes really poorly. Oh, and I think his team might have told him, oh no, Biggie Twig opting to go for it instead with Yakety on the McCree. An interesting call considering Biggie's been playing the McCree most of the night, but I'm sure whatever discussion they had in their comms had a lot more nuance than that. So I trust that they're making the right decision. Phantom Billy choosing to go around the right. A really nice eat on that Moira orb so they don't take any of that preliminary damage. The teleporter goes down. They get through. Immediately Biggie Twig's dropping multiple of his turrets on point. Dat Dan guy finds one. Biggie Twigs gets grabbed, but there's a very well-timed Chakotay lamp to save him. Spartacus finds another kill, and the Phantom Billy is just rolling through these kills. Biggie Twig making it clear that it was the right decision to put him on the Symmetra. Finds one, finds two tanks. There goes Lunchbox DJ. Biggie Twig with the quick cap of first point, quick ultimate. That Dan guy with 69, nice. And Phantom Billy feeling really good about this. Now there is going to be a small contest from Toaster Oven, but not quite enough to hold off. We're going to see 6 minutes right now. 6 minutes on the clock for the Phantom Billy to cap point 2. Oh, and we do have a pause. In true PMA LCS fashion, we had to pause. So it must be because I'm streaming to PMA LCS, so we had to pause. All right. Looks like we've got R from Stupid Head. Are both teams R? Back into it we get. Nice quick pause. Just had to fix a headset really quick. Not bad at all. All right, and so Phantom Billy now with 6 minutes to get the second point, hoping to find it quick, really assert their dominance. Ooh, and an interesting teleport. I really like that placement onto the back there. That's really nice, especially with D.Va being able to go up there. Gives a lot of mobility to the Man of War. Is low. Wilsonator with a really nicely timed lamp, but not enough. So many kills going down right at the front end of this, and the Phantom Billy basically going to be able to instantly lock this in. 5 minutes and 34 seconds to the 1 minute remaining for the Turbo Feeders. And if you're Phantom Billy here, you are feeling fantastic about your prospects of locking this up in Game 3. However, it's 2 CP, and every game mode is not over till it's over, but 2 CP is really not over till it's over. There's every possibility in the world that we could see the Turbo Feeders pull this one out, take us to map 5. It really depends, what they pick and how they play it. So in a minute here, we will find out one half of that. Looks like they're sticking with the double main tank, Ryan and Monkey. AJ with the Symmetra, hoping to get the same teleport strat that their opponents pulled off, but with Cakes on the Mei instead of the McCree to go along with that TP. And I would not be shocked to see the Phantom Billy holding back here. Usually on Hanamura you hold kind of up here, like stairs and in this choke. But if you suspect they're going to TP, you might want to hold on point and be ready for the TP. And that's exactly what it looks like they're doing. You use that strat, you expect the other team's going to follow up with the same strat, so you just prep for it. Now, let's watch Professor AJ, see how this TP comes out. Professor AJ now, they're choosing to go left instead of right. A little riskier positioning for the TP, but he is able to drop it. Oh, the shield doesn't quite get there in time. They do get to point, but Biggie Twig and Chocolate already find kills before they even TP. Biggie Twig taking out another Yakety Tack, finding 2, and just immediately clean up that TP. Phantom Billy now feeling really confident. Professor AJ decides to switch off onto the Echo, and there is potential here for Turbo Feeders to get a big team fight and get onto the point here, but it's going to take everything they've got. There's 15 seconds for them to touch that point. They've got to find some kills to make it happen. Man of War hoping to get through the right, charges onto point. Oh, he gets stunned in the process, though. Big purple. Lamp goes down, and with kills coming out from just about everybody, we're going to see the overtime, but I don't know if the overtime is going to be enough for anything to happen. Yakety Tack and Biggie Twig immediately getting some kills. Cakes dies before he even gets on point. The ball is able to touch, but one ball can only do so much in the face of such adversity. Biggie Twig able to, gets his kill stolen by McStupidhead there. Yeah, and that's going to pretty firmly go in favor of Phantom Billy. So now Phantom Billy with 5 minutes and 34 seconds to get 1 tick to finish this out on map 4. Turbo Feeders hoping that they can pull out the draw.
マッチを開始します。
Will this be the end of tonight's match, or will Turbo Feeders pull off the hold of a lifetime to take it to map 5? Biggie Twig again going with the Symmetra, hoping to make it the former rather than the latter. Oh, and Cakes also pulling out a little bit of a cheese pick, but again, one I really like. I think Bastion on Hanamura is really strong. Especially with these rocks. The way these rocks are placed, you have a lot of spots that you can kind of hide out, a lot of cover you can take while still getting good sight lines to the choke to get a lot of damage out. Oh, and an interesting line he takes here, shooting through the window into the choke. I like that a lot. Again, another one of those really strong lines you can take. Oh, and Yakety Tack on the Bastion as well. The double cheese pick. Oh, and they go for a different TP. Oh, so the wall did come up from AJ, but it wasn't the TP they expected, so they're able to get onto the high ground. Yakety Tack goes down very quickly to Lunchbox DJ, but it might not be enough. Oh, Toaster Oven does find a second one. That should be enough for Turbo Feeders to take care of this, and Biggie Twig's just dropping another teleporter to get his team out of there. They're going to go back, regroup, try for another push. It's just not going to happen on this first one. And Turbo Feeders basically just hoping they can do that 4 or 5 times and lock this up. But Phantom Billy, you know, they know that it's not going to take much for them to clean this up and take this match. Right now, just kind of going all in for the front. Now, Biggie Twig possibly cheeky teleport for the team onto this high ground. Yeah, I think he was talking to the team there. He had it up there and he's like, are we taking it? Are we doing it? Oh, and it looks like they agree. They all come back to him. He puts the TP out. They're going left around the back. Oh, and they catch Man of War out. Oh, and the wall just wasn't enough to save him. Biggie Twig and Yakety Tack both finding kills. Team rotating around the back, and this rotation should be what finishes it off for them. A huge grab onto Lunchbox DJ. The hook isn't enough to kill him, but it's pretty big. He has now used his hook and his vape. Not going to have much left. He is running away, hoping those cooldowns get back in time. Now, Wilsonator and Cakes both finding some really nice kills here. Cakes hoping the ultimate is going to be enough to hold them off. Chocolate finds a kill onto Toaster Oven. Is this gonna be enough, though? Chocolate shuts down Cakes before he can get a kill other than the lamp, but Professor AJ comes in and immediately finds 2, and this might actually be a hold. Biggie Twig finding the post-death kill over there. Oh, and a cheeky ultimate from that Dan guy, just getting on point and ulting everybody, hoping that it's enough. Oh, Oh, and with Yak Attack around the side, he finds the kill on McStupidhead. Now it's just Lunchbox DJ hoping he can hold off long enough for his team to get there. Oh, but he gets caught in the trap and goes down. Unless somebody can touch here, that's gonna be it. That is map 4 in favor of the Phantom Billy to give us a 3-1 final score for the evening. We're gonna go ahead and watch this last play of the game. And then it'll be onwards to, you know, bigger and better things. Very nice. Very, very well played from both teams. Tons of good things happening from both teams, but ultimately, Phantom Billy was able to take it by a small margin. Phantom Billy with the 3-1 win over Turbo Feeders for Week 2, Game 2 of the FIMU Alpha Overwatch League. And that'll be it for us this evening. For everybody who came out to watch, both PMA Owl regulars and PMA LCS folks who decided to come hang out, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. Sorry about some of those tech issues, but I hope you had a lovely time either way. You can catch me and more FIMU Alpha Overwatch action over at twitch.tv/PMAOWL, PMA Owl. Tomorrow night we will have the last game of the week, the Wambulance versus Intelligence. And so, with that, this has been Keegan, aka Taco. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We'll see you soon.